So you've watched all the videos, you've got the RV pack, but hold on, partner. Today, we are going to answer that question that you've been wanting to know. We are going to tell you how much Life Redesigned spends to live this full-time RV lifestyle. So grab some popcorn, maybe even need an adult beverage, because this is about to get pricey.
It's only money!
Oh my God. This video is brought to you by Connecting Internet, the official internet provider of Life Redesigned, and what we rely on to stay connected wherever we go. If you need fast, reliable, unlimited internet, check out the link in the video description. It seems like every week I get hit with about 5 emails going, hey, is the full-time RV life actually cheaper?
Well, after 4 years on the road, we finally sat down and we tallied up how much it costs us to be able to live this lifestyle full-time.
Absolutely, and we're going to share with you exactly what Carrie said, what it costs us to spend the last year on the road, and we're going to break it down in kind of manageable chunks. And before we get started, before you come at us, this is our lifestyle. That means that we don't spend all our days doing fake influencer stuff, getting ready for the Instagram. We don't spend all our time in RV resorts. We sure as hell don't spend all our time boondocking. We have what was considered, well, an average way of approaching RV life. There's not going to be one way that's going to suit everybody. This is just our way of doing things. So some things you're going to go, whoa, that's crazy. Other things you're going to go, boy, are you cheap. But one thing's for sure, you're going to get a little bit of knowledge.
Yep.
All right, now before we get started, a couple of things I want to point out real quick here is that one, we own both of our RVs. That's right, 2 of them we own outright. We paid cash, and we also own our truck. Carrie and I are firm believers in not financing anything, especially when it comes to this lifestyle. That is, again, for us, your situation may be different, but there's something I just wanted to put out there because inevitably someone's going to go, hey, what about the cost of doing this? When we went full-time, that was our requirement. We saved, we busted our asses to make it happen, and we paid cash for all of our equipment. Now, one of the ways that we saved a lot of money right off the bat was with campground memberships. And part of that is
1,000 Trails. Now, initially when we started researching, we knew again that we didn't want any payments. So through campground memberships, we ended up paying about $13,000, and that gives us pretty much everything 1,000 Trails has to offer.
Yeah, we have the adventure package, and we also have the Trails Collection and Trails Collection plus add-ons. That $13,000 was for a membership, which at the time they were doing lifetime memberships, and we bought that on the secondary market or a used membership. Now I believe they have 2- and 4-year plans. And if you're looking for a little more knowledge about 1,000 Trails, I'll leave a contact name in the video description for Don, who is a viewer of the channel, and he's also probably one of the most informative people when it comes to 1,000 Trails. So you reach out to Don, you let him know that Bob and Carrie said, hey, you can answer our questions, Don will take care of you. And oh, by the way, hello, Don.
Hello, Don.
Now back to 1,000 Trails.
Now that we paid the $13,000 for the 1,000 Trails, we do still pay dues every year. So it's not a one and done with the $13,000. So with that, we pay about $1,600 a year.
Yeah, I think it's a little less than that, but we just capped this at 16.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the paperwork, but it comes across every year. It's auto paid, and we don't have to worry about it. But it ends up being, I think it's somewhere between $1,300 and $1,600 for the year. Now, before you say, well, 1,000 Trails this and 1,000 Trails that, look, we've covered 1,000 Trails in our thoughts, and we'll leave a link at the end of this video so you can go back and see what we think of 1,000 Trails, because we've been on both sides of the love-hate relationship for 1,000 Trails. But I can tell you this, as we film this, we're in 1,000 Trails Park. So it's one of those things that can save you a ton of money if you do it right.
Now, Bob.
Yes?
What about all those times that I do not want to stay in 1,000 Trails?
I knew this was coming.
That's not free.
As you can see in the opener, Carrie loves to throw my money around whenever possible, and sometimes she even throws her own around. I don't know why, but there are times that just 1,000 Trails is either not in an area that we want to be in, or it's just not the right vibe for us, and that happens. And for that, we spent about another, well, last year, $4,800 on additional campgrounds. and that was stays in like Sturgis, South Dakota. There's a couple of stays out west that we just wanted to do in Utah and stuff like that were for our own gain. And while Thousand Trails is a great tool, it's not going to be everywhere that you want to be. And at the same time, there's times that I just want to do something a little fancy, because after all, I am bougie. But seriously, these are state parks, Corps of Engineer parks. There have been a few RV resorts that we stay at.
Yeah.
We do have a budget, and that ends up breaking down to about $400 a month, which, you know, I know people personally, especially those influencers that you're probably watching on a regular basis, that spend that in a couple of days.
That's a lot.
Some of these RV parks could be crazy expensive, and again, this is going to be just what works for us. You want that high-end feeling everywhere you go, that's going to cost you a lot of money.
But be prepared to use all the amenities that they have to offer, because if you don't, you kind of just like throw my money out the window.
And this happens to us a lot, where there's times where our work schedule just doesn't permit us to use that lazy river or those water slides, or maybe she's got a heart condition and we just can't do any of those exciting things.
Silly excuses like that.
But, you know, there are times that just that perfect RV resort happens to be in the path that I want to go down, and sometimes I want to feel what it's like to be at a pool with a swim-up bar.
He's notorious for going, okay, we're going to this Thousand Trails and we miss an exit. I'm like, where are we going? And then we roll up to this beautiful place and I'm like, oh, okay.
And those are the things that can really bite you in the ass
So
on the way
that's your
out.
fault for making me bougie.
Is that you can really, with this life, I don't have to be anywhere at any point. I can just go wherever. And as Gary said, I just sometimes just let, you know, the wheel just take itself, and we end up in some amazing places because of it. So just know that that's what we spend on camping.
So now we're going to talk about fuel. This is Bob's favorite, and he loves spending money on fuel. So much so that last year we spent $4,944.
Now that breaks out again, and if my math is correct here, I have a cheat sheet. That's roughly about $412 a month. Now, this was us traveling all the way out to the West Coast, all the way back up to New England, and then all the way down south. So I put on quite a bit of miles, and obviously that number could be a lot cheaper if we stayed put. That number could be a lot more money if we just moved every couple of days. But this was an average year for us in fuel. And some of those prices out west were crazy. And, you know, here's the thing about that. It's all going to be based on how you travel, like I said before. But that being said, I can remember back when we had the house that we were spending about $100 a week just going back and forth to work. So when I look at it from this standpoint is that I am wherever I want to be in the world. It's not that much money, but it's one of those that you can control if you do it right. I have learned with the rising gas costs, if you caught last week's video, I've learned to let up on the gas pedal a little bit, because that will save me a little bit of money too.
And he's saving on tolls now because he's learned that button to take that off.
Figuring tolls, let's talk about that in the next segment. All right, since I let the cat out of the bag, let's talk about it, Karen. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, and I'm not talking about my full belly. We're going to talk about tolls and parking.
So tolls, we spent approximately $280, which sounds really like a lot to me. It's a toll.
It's crazy, and especially up in New England. We got hit with every toll possible because, well, that's just how we roll.
Don't miss an exit.
Between New England and Florida, oh my God, did we pay $280? Which, I mean, you consider that most of our time was out west where we didn't deal with tolls. This was pretty crazy. The other one that got me is parking.
So that was another $200.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know how.
But every tourist town makes me feel like I'm renting beachfront property when I go there just to see the sights. There are a lot of places that we've actually pulled in, stayed for 20 minutes, and it costs us more in parking than anything else to get there. It's absolutely crazy.
Well, most recently we saw a place that it was $60 to park for a day.
And if you think we're joking, Google it now. Well, after the video, of course. Check out Watch Hill, Rhode Island. and you can see how much it costs to park along the rich and
It's
fancy.
no joke.
It's unbelievable that it goes up every year. In fact, we were just talking about this. Last year, it was only $50. This year,
Only.
$60. Inflation hits parking? Get out of here with that.
Phooey. Now this next one is quite embarrassing, and it's food. How much we spent on food. So the total that we have come up with, now finish chewing because you're going to choke on your food.
Hold on, before you let out the
Yeah.
number, keep in mind that this is not only food for just daily living, but this is also road snacks, tourist destinations, places we go, we want to feel fancy. This is just us, and we do predominantly stick to an organic and whole foods
Try to.
kind of diet. So a lot of these things are what they are. But go ahead, Kara, give them what they want to know.
Oy. $10,400.
Now, before you go, whoa, that's high. Again, keep in mind of everything that we're encompassing. We're
Yeah.
encompassing all food across a variety of states and a lot of places that you just had to try, especially that clam chowder that was out in Washington State.
With the bacon.
Oh my God, was that good? But it is a whale. It just now you know why I put on weight. Food's expensive. Grocery prices are insane. And as somebody who works full time for a food distributor nationwide, yes, prices have risen pretty heavy. And I'm quite sure my budget this year will be even more money than it was last year.
Oh, yeah?
Just based on what I'm
just-
seeing come across my desk. Absolutely crazy, but yes, this is something that really can blow an RVer's budget because you don't think of it in those terms, where you think of it as a budget like you're going grocery shopping, except you're not going to be able to take advantage of those Costco savings. You're not going to be able to buy bulk, even though I try. You are going to end up grocery shopping every few days because, refrigerators are small in RVs, most RVs anyway. And that's, again, where everything goes off the rails.
That's just insane to me. I mean, I get it's the whole entire year, but that's a lot. It feels like a lot.
Yep, now you know where all the weight came from.
Stop it.
Oh, boy. Let's go on to the next one. All right, you ready for one that's going to kind of blow your mind a little bit?
Sure.
Now, if you've been around the channel for any length of time, you know that Carrie and I are not ones that take in massive amounts of, tourist traps and roller coasters and any of that miscellaneous stuff. But we're going to talk about attractions and tickets. What it costs just two kids being out there doing our thing and seeing things. I'm talking places like Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
I'm talking about places like San Francisco. I'm going to include all the museums that we went to, all of that. Museums, car rides, that Waymo tour that we took, all those things into one. And that total is... You already know. Go ahead.
I
tell
do
them.
know.
Go ahead.
It's $2,500.
And that was just basically what it just...
But that's the
was.
kind of stuff we like to do.
We didn't join this RV life to just sit here and do nothing. We want to see things around the country. Carrie and I do make a list of things when we're in an area, and we prioritize what we want to see first, and then we'll save things for the next pass through. And this is another one where it can get off the rails really quickly if you're new to RV life and you're hitting the road and you're wanting to see everything at once. And you know who you are that have been out here. If you've been living this life and you're watching this just to see what Bob and Carrie are up to, we know of a lot of families that blow through the whole country all in 1 or 2 years, and then they're just wondering why they're broke. You got to go slow. You got to take your time. You want to see all those destinations? Boy, does it add up. But one thing that saves us a lot of money and was the best investment we made.
Oh, yes, the America the Beautiful.
America the Beautiful Pass, about $80. It allows you into any national park. I don't think there's any of them that aren't covered. If there is, correct me in the comments below. But you get free admission for your vehicle full of people. Unbelievable savings, especially when you figure some of these places were $30-40 a person just to get in. And we've been seeing some amazing places when we went down to Utah.
Go to Bryce twice?
We went to Bryce Canyon, which paid for itself.
Yeah.
Gunnison, we were there.
Black Canyon.
Black Canyon. We were in Bryce Canyon. A lot of canyons. A lot of parks. Everything on the East Coast and West Coast. We had a great time, and $80 one trip around. Absolutely
That's
great.
definitely worth it.
So these are little things that can save you a little bit of cash. All right, Carrie, let's talk about the expenses for RV life that people forget, including us when we hit the road.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start right off the bat with insurance. Now, I'm going to break this down for you the best way I can, which is insurance for one RV and a truck. Now, our total is much higher because we have two RVs, one that we keep in storage, which we'll cover in just a moment. But just to be on the road with one RV, with full-time RV insurance through Roamly and our vehicle insurance, $2,900 a year, which when we were part-time, that was a lot less money.
Yeah.
But it does help that we pay it yearly, so we do get discounts for that. And it's another thing to make sure that whomever you're dealing with, whether it's Roamly or Progressive or someone along that lines, or just an insurance broker for that matter, that you make sure that you have full-time RV insurance.
Now, what about the state that you domicile in? Is that why our truck insurance is so high?
So we are residents of the state of Florida, and yes, our rates are high. Not as high as they could be if the town that we were domiciling out of was in a hurricane path.
Yeah.
And that's something we just found out as we were looking at properties down in Florida. And if we had moved into certain areas, we were going to get hit with that hurricane tax on insurance.
But that's also something to consider when you're going full time. Is the state based on insurance pricing, and if you're in, like a flood section, that you're required to have insurance just because of your address and so on and so forth.
So now, if for those of you wondering how much that other RV that sits in storage costs us, well, our total bill is about $4,500 a year for two RVs with full-time RV insurance, and our truck with full coverage insurance. So if you're like us and you're stupid and have two RVs, you're going to pay for it. If you only have one, like most people do and should, well, then you'll pay a lot less. But that's why we're going to say it at $2,900. But yes, keep in mind that in the back of your head that additional unit, should you be like us, is going to cost you a lot more money.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about RV and truck maintenance. Now, I do most of the work on my truck myself, unless it comes down to an oil change or something, because I don't want to be dealing with oil in an RV park, and neither should you for that matter. So we keep it pretty simple, pretty light. About $850 a year is what it's cost us on average, between, again, tire rotations, oil changes, stuff like that. As the truck gets older, I'm expecting that number to increase, but as it stands right now, between the usual accessories, wipers, headlights, air filters, all that other stuff, it added up pretty quickly, and it's all in the truck. There has been zero maintenance fees really with the RV itself. Maybe a tube of caulk somewhere or something like that, but nothing crazy as far as maintenance goes.
No.
But it is something that you want to make sure that you budget for, whether you have a new vehicle, old vehicle, whatever. Make sure that you have money put aside, because that kind of stuff, it adds up quickly.
It's not if, it's when.
And
something will happen.
Yeah, my last oil change, a full synthetic oil change.
Oh my God.
And I can't believe I paid this $160, and that was after this thing had a coupon.
Yep.
So, make sure that you're factoring in something, because if and when it can go wrong, it's going to.
Hold up a second there, Bobby.
Oh?
So you covered insurance, but you didn't cover the storage portion of that.
Oh, for the second.
So Humphrey, yes, is in storage, and we pay $900 a year to keep him in storage. So while we're downsizing, we're still paying for storage, just not that kind of storage.
Now, when we started RV life, we were very proudly declaring that we had nothing hidden in storage, and well, now we do. We have an RV, our original RV sits in storage because, well, I'm sentimental and I can't part with Humphrey at this point.
It's gonna come a time.
There is slowly becoming a time, but I'm reminded of the RV park that we're in right now. We just witnessed about 2 days ago, a tree fell on someone's RV. And had that happen to us, at least I'd have a backup RV while we're dealing with insurance. I've heard of insurance claims taking about 6 months. So I look at that as being money well spent. But again, between the insurance and the storage fees,
But because we have to keep insurance on it, like he said, because it is in storage, plus paying for storage, it's a lot. It's a lot of money.
It ends up,
you
costing.
could spend that on gas.
Oh, boy. But one thing that we don't have control over is mail services.
Oh no.
So we use a company out of Crestview, Florida. It's called My RV Mail, and I think they end up charging us about $235 for the year. And then I factored in how many times a year I have something shipped to us, whether it's a credit card or something I needed for work that goes to that address and they ship it across the country to us. We spent about $300 last year in mail combined.
That's not terrible for something that you know is going to get somewhere and will ultimately get to you wherever you are. It's just that feeling of, phew, I don't have to stress out where this is going to go. Can I get this medication? Can I get this, that, or the other?
I can have everything, anywhere in the country. They'll ship it to me. And what I do love about that service is that a good 98% of the mail that comes to us, we don't even have to physically touch because they'll scan those in for us. We have a higher end plan. I think we have the top tier plan. So I have unlimited scans, but it works out really well. So if you want to send us something in the mail, while we appreciate it, sometimes I don't want to pay to have that sticker sent all the way out to me. They can scan it. I can then decide if I want to have it sent to me or if I can wait until we're in the area and pick it up. So these mail services, they're great, but you got to make sure that you balance that out as well.
Absolutely. So now this is the hidden cost that most full-time RVers, you just ignore it like it just doesn't exist.
All right, let's address
And what is it?
Let's address it. We have a channel sponsor called Connected Internet. So we don't have an internet bill because, well, they provide us with the service because they are a partner of ours. But we do remember the first 3 years that we were on the road and what that was like, scrambling and how much insurance costs. And we do have cell phone coverage as well. So the national average for this is $1,800 to $2,400 a year. And if you're a full-time RVer, you can check out Connected. We'll leave a link in the video description. Plug. But on a serious note, our cell phones run us about $200 a month. So right there is $2,400. Right off the bat. Now, yes, there are services you can use, those pay-by-the-month plans. We use Verizon for our cell phone. There's all kinds of life hacks. I don't have time for life hacks. I need to stay connected for my job, which pays for all of this, and I need to stay connected for other reasons as well, not just YouTube. I'm not playing around with a life hack and a SIM card that you take out and plug in.
May or may not work.
Whatever, right. If you're hitting the road and you're a full-time employee that works remote and you value your job, I highly recommend, whether it's Connected or a like company, that you have something that's going to cover you. Don't rely on life hacks because you'll be making a video like this going, I can't believe I have no money left. And that's that. Oh, I got one for you since I love doing this to you. Let's talk about that laundry.
Yeah, what about it?
Okay, now laundry, and we're going to wrap propane in this because these are the two things that she uses up the most. She's always at the laundromat and she's always taking a long ass shower. So
at least I shower.
Oh boy. Wow. The average for us is $600 to $1,200 a year in laundromats and propane.
Well, considering it ranges anywhere from $375 a load to do laundry now, that's wash and dry each, to $550 to wash and dry each. So
and that's no joke. The last place we were at was $550.
Yeah, and I only go once a week, so I mean I can see where it gets expensive, but again, it depends on where you are. And you like clean britches, so get off my back.
But the propane thing, again, will also be, it will also be dependent on where you are. You're going to be in a high elevation during the winter months. You're going to pay for propane. You're going to be down south during the summer, you're probably not going to use much. So it's things that you can control, but at the same time, it's things that you need, right? It's just one of those things that adds up very quickly, and it's something that you forget, especially if you're used to just throwing in 5 or 6 loads a day at home. So just be mindful that you're going to be paying for all those funds.
Yep.
Okay, here's one that I see a lot of YouTubers conveniently leave out when we see videos like this, and that is health insurance. And I think the national average that I'm seeing, and this is no joke, $6,000 to $15,000 a year. Now, I have health insurance through my employer, and I probably spend maybe about $5,200 a year. That being said, we also have what's called a copay. So when someone goes down with a heart condition, we get a bill, and those bills are pretty high. And for the sake of this video, we're going to leave that as a personal issue. But just know that you're going to be looking at health insurance. And another thing while we're on the subject is to make sure that health insurance that you have is going to work in the areas that you're at. When we were in Maine and Carrie got taken out by ambulance to the local hospital, they were not in network. And we paid a pretty penny for it. Something we never would have thought of being at home, whether or not we were going to be covered, or to tell the ambulance, go somewhere else, because I got to save a couple of bucks. But it adds up pretty quickly. And again, for our own personal stuff, we're just going to leave that out as far as what our copay was. But you get the idea that you're going to need medical insurance, because it's going to happen. There's going to be something on the road that you're going to need medical coverage for. And yeah.
So all of you out there that have pets, do you carry pet insurance for them, or do you just pay willy-nilly when needed? So let us know in the comments.
And that's another thing. As we get closer to a Fido or Fifi, we want to know what you're using. So if you have a reputable company that you have used nationwide, let us know in the comments below. I love this community for sharing that. Okay, speaking of things that influencers never share with you, let's talk about reality. You're out here living the full-time RV life. You're having a blast. You're bouncing from RV resort to RV resort. You're staying at a KOA somewhere. You're going down the water slides in Myrtle Beach, and guess what? You're going to get sick of it. You're going to need a little bit of change, and you're going to need to spice up that life, because only your wife is going to deal with your crap for so long. She wants a little bit of romance in her life. So you're going to need to take a break from RV life. And what is that going to take?
Well, that's going to take a little bit of computer work and say, Bob, I made reservations for us. We're out of here. So ultimately last year, it was around $5,000.
And we took 2 cruises, and that covers things like the cruises, hotel stays, things of that nature. Maybe that random, hotel in San Francisco, because you got to have fun.
Parking.
Oh, geez. But that is, it's vacation. It's like life at home. You're going to need to take time away, step away from the RV, because as much fun as this is, you still need to have life, and you still need to take a break from your day-to-day. And for us, we budget for this, and we try not to go too crazy. But we had 2 cruises. One of them was unplanned. But the expenses certainly did not go away because we didn't plan ahead of time. All right, that's going to bring us to the total. Now, this one's going to be a little long. Carrie's going to read them out, and I'll try to put them up on screen here. But this is, and I know some of these that we gave you previously are going to be estimates. Some of these are going to be real numbers. But we're going to put this all together, one little chunk for you. And I'll just let Carrie read them off and make me cry.
Yes, 1,000 trails, $1,600. Insurance, $2,900. Registrations, $300. Storage, $900. Oh my gosh. Fuel, $4,944. Additional campgrounds is $4,800. Food, $10,400. Attractions and tickets are $2,500. America the Beautiful Pass, $80. So worth it, you gotta do it. Maintenance and accessories, $850. Tolls, $280. Parking, $200. Vacations, $5,000, because why not? Mail service, $240, for a grand total of $35,944.
Now, before you say, whoa, that's cheap, or whoa, that's expensive, that's just what we did. And that was 2025 going into 2026. Now, as we start our new year, and we kind of do this around June because we want to be different than everybody else, we have increased that budget because, well, the cost of goods is going up all over the place.
Yeah.
And there's things that we could do to lower that or expand that, but that's basically what it took. And I know some of this, again, was kind of all over the place because we ran national averages and stuff of that nature. But when we come down, and what actually came out of my wallet and her purse was that number that Carrie said.
Wow, that was a lot to digest. But the biggest thing that we learned of these 4 years that we've been on the road is that RV life is not automatically cheap.
but it does buy us something that most people can't get enough of, and that is freedom. So now it's your turn. Let us know what surprised you the most about the numbers we presented to you today.
Drop them in the comments below. And for you full-time RVers out there, let us know what your biggest expense is being on the road full-time.
And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Don't just watch the videos wanting to know how much money we spent. Join the community of over 40-something thousand, my God, there's a lot of them out there, subscribers who have decided that they want to live their life redesigned. No fake travel, no fake nonsense, just real life redesigned. Until next time, I'm Bob.
I'm Carrie.
And we will see you
next time.
what she said.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.